Okie dokie. All right, looks like we're live. Hi, everyone. Long time no see. When you pop on, say g'day. Let me know you're here. That's my phone telling me that I'm live. Just got the camera right. My glasses with me. And I'll just wait for a couple of you to hop on. And then we'll get going. You'll be able to hear Donnie ferreting around the background. She's working. But I'm back and at it. So when you're up and ready, jump on and say g'day. You probably won't be ready for me today because you weren't expecting me to be here. But considering I can just sit and paint, I can. And I will. Not much stops me these days. Yeah, I'll let her in before she scratches the door down. So just to start off, I'm just letting you know what I'm doing. I can't quite see how many are on. I might actually just see if I can see it on my phone. And turn the volume right down. I can see Lynn Burton and Deborah. G'day, g'day. Got about 9 people on so far. So hi Lynn, how you going? I'm just touching base with some projects that I've been doing over, a period of time. This one here was a pre-printed piece of fabric. So I have them available still in different designs. Show you. Oh, I'll just show you. Sorry, I walked away from the microphone. Good morning, Jackie. And hi, Suzanne. Thank you, thank you. I feel weird. It feels weird. I felt weird when I left the hospital. I felt like I had to reset myself. Like, I've been away for too long, 4 days. Oh my God, that's way too long. So I pre-printed some either with your with the transfer pen, or I also did some that were, hang on, I'm getting there. It's all transfers. And no, Suzanne, I can't do too much. It's I have to walk around. Otherwise, the old body just goes, no, I'm not going to go and do what you want me to do, like go to the toilet. So I have to. So this is one that's been printed on to fabric paper through the printer, and you can see on the back. So all you do would be when you take it out, you would actually peel off the plastic cover that it has, and then you can put it on what I call it, your batting and some stabilizer, whatever you like, and then you're off and running. So that's another one. This one's pre-print. That's a transfer pen, a little bit lighter. This one here is another one. I've only got one of these left. Printed on larger pieces, so you can see. There you go. That's it there. Got one of those. That's 20. And that's design G. And then I've got design E, which is the one I'm doing. And I have one of those left. That's it there. I'm pretty sure I've got one left. So you get the actual printout as well as the actual printing on the fabric. Oh, yes, Jill, I am. I'm taking it very, very easy. I'm literally sitting on my backside and not doing a lot. A bit of walking around, cup of coffee here and there. And I've sort of, I didn't water plants. I just turned the watering system on, so I didn't really water it as such. And then I thought, well, I'll come. I've had a shower and all the rest of that jazz, and I thought I'll come in here and I'll do a live vid. So here I am. So I can see there's around about 12 of you on. So I'm going to get going and get into this. So I thought, now in amongst this, I haven't stitched my signature yet, but I will. And you can see there's some darker areas, but I'm going to get into those. I do have a black, but I could also use a Sharpie. So you can actually go in and use your Sharpie as well if you wanted to. So that's not a definite no. You can actually do, or you could use your thread and colour in with your thread. Takes longer, And either way, it would be perfectly okay. You could probably get a little bit closer up with a brush than you can with a Sharpie. And even if you do colour with the thread, you can go over it with a Sharpie and just fill in those little areas that are still popping up a bit too light. All right, so that just shows you the old Sharpie can do many, many things other than just drawing out designs. You can use it on your fabric. This is not going to go in the wash. Good morning, Sue. Good morning, Cheryl. No, I'm not doing too much. No, Dottie's here. So she's going to be in the background, keeping an eye on me, making sure I don't do too much. I'm not lifting anything. It's a bit hard to get through to your kids that you can't lift anything. But, you know, it is what it is. So a Sharpie can fill in these darker areas if you don't feel like stitching or you don't think that you can stitch that in just for whatever reason. Now, the other thing you can do with these is you can use fabric pens. There are fabric pens around. I think they're called Fabrico. They can do it as well. But I find the Sharpie enough for me, and it doesn't run because I'm not adding water to it or anything. I'm just going to iron it when it's ready. It's a bit rotty in places, so I'll end up probably cutting off or giving it a slight, like a damp cloth or something like that. But I think that's from the jumper, you know, when you've got a dark jumper and the fluff comes off. So I'm going to use the Lumiere, and it's the Pearlescent Turquoise. So this is one of those pearlescent ones that you can get in the Exciter packs, and I'm going to use that on it because it's going to give a really nice shine. I could, if I wanted to, I could also use the Pinata and the Dynaflows as well, but you do really need to have a fabric, what do they call it, resist. So I'm not going to use that today because I don't feel like doing that today. I'm doing what I feel like. So give them a good shake. And I'm using the lid. Grab my cheap brush and I'm just dipping it in the water. I do have my serviettes sitting there just to take the excess water off. I don't want any coming down the end of the brush, otherwise it'll make a big bubble. And I'm just dipping the end in, the brush into the paint and slowly putting it on just to see how it takes. Let's start. It looks like it's going to be pretty good. So this is going to be a turquoise flower, and I'm going to put a little bit of white into it. Just remember, it always dries lighter than what it appears wet. Okay, so I'm just sort of working that in, and I'm going to turn it each time I need to get closer, giving my brush a bit of a damper, putting a bit of water into it. But I haven't taken all the moisture out with the cloth. Serviette, paper towel, whatever you're using. I'm just coming right up as close as I can, but without going over those black lines. Okay. Hi, Lynette. Yeah, I am well. I'm very well. Just a bit sore and sorry for myself, but I'll be okay. Just take it steady, a little bit at a time here and there. Now, to get right into it, and this is another thing with this brush, it's not quite good enough to go into some of those really tiny areas. That's when you need a really tiny little fella. Just dip the end of it in the water. Try and get it so that it's not fluffing out. You know, the actual bristles of the brush aren't flaring out and creating a broom sort of effect. Just in some of those little areas we just want to touch up in there. All right, just that little area there. It'll be hard to get through with the other brush. Back in the water. And I'm just going to go one petal at a time. So Dottie and I, once she's finished doing her little thing and I've done this, we are going to start setting up ready for some Zoom live videos, videos for training videos or workshop videos, whatever you want to call them, so that you guys can book yourselves in, and we're going to do it. I've had a few requests for a couple of different types, and we need to get these going. So that's going to be on the cards today. Mary did come in yesterday, and I came home from hospital yesterday, but I just didn't feel like doing anything, to be honest with you. So I didn't. Okay, I am a good girl. Okay. Anyone got any questions? Be good to see you guys do some of yours that you purchased a few weeks ago and actually get some paint onto them and stitch them out even. Be good to see them done. So looking forward to it. I think it had a hair on it, but I'm not sure. Yeah, it does. No, it's still in there somewhere. I met a lovely lady at the hospital, very nice lady. And she ended up buying one of my pieces of artwork, which was nice. It was unexpected. I also got offered a job, which I won't be taking. I don't think so, because I'm just too busy doing what I'm doing. And I did tell you that I do have a second long arm coming in the next few months. So I've just got to wait for my room to be built. And that second long arm is going to be working flat out for you guys. So if you've got quilts that you want to be quilted, that is what she is for 100% of the time. So for edge to edge work, that's what she'll be doing. And so then we've got the other one set up for more custom work. This custom work takes a lot longer. A lot of fun, but it does take a long time. Not down here. Okay. So with this one, you can decide to just paint the main flowers. You can paint all the little bits if you want to, or you could even paint the background only and just have the rest of it sort of black and white. It's up to you, your project. I'm just showing you what I would do, because I like to finish things eventually. You can have them different colours. Hi, Louise. Yeah, I am going very well. I've recovered well. I did spend an extra day in hospital because I really had a complication. I just said to him, I really just want to stay one more day. Because I didn't feel that I was ready. So they did that, and I stayed that extra day. So I did do the right thing. I listened to my body and I listened to the way it was acting, and I did stay in hospital for an extra day. So, miss having a ciggy and coffee and watching you paint. Yeah. Oh, thanks. Yes, Maureen. Oh, I've got your thing here too. So I'm going to pop that in an envelope for you, Maureen, and I'll invoice you and just send it as a $3.30 postage, no tracking, so it doesn't cost you a fortune. Just for your panel thing that you got here. Yeah, having a ciggy and coffee and watching me paint. Oh, I know. See, Sue, when we catch up, mate, us smokers, we're a dying breed, man. We've got to stick together. Oh, dear. So, and it was funny because I'd be at hospital and they're like, the actual lady when I was going in the week before, she turned around and said to me, she said, oh, you're a smoker. She said, oh, we'll have no trouble getting you out of bed. And I said, oh, no, I'll be up. I said, I'll drive them crazy. I said, because I'll be up before they want me up. And they'll be looking for me to take me obs. I'll be outside having a smoke. So, and that did happen a few times. But it was good because I actually healed, I think, better in that regard. Like the wound and everything was great than the other. I just think mentally I wasn't ready to come home for an extra day. I just thought I'd decide to, the pain was a little bit more than I needed to be dealing with. They normally, well, I don't know whether the nurses were happy I was there an extra day. It was too bad for them. But the doctor was happy to have me there an extra day because I've got a really horrible history with toilet. They wanted to make sure that I did it all right and didn't do any damage. So that's what happened, hence the reason why I was there for an extra day. And that's the nicest way I can possibly say it. A bit hard to say it on live, but you know what I mean without having to go into too much detail. So, but, I mean, I was no trouble to the nurses because, I sort of just do my own thing. But it was nice to have that extra day just to heal. And I knew, Louise is laughing, I knew that if I had something go wrong when I went to the torch, that I was there because of where I live. I thought if I do bust the stitches on the inside, then I'm a long way from hospital. And if I'm hemorrhaging, I'm in trouble. So I just said to the doctor, I'd really just that one extra day, please. And she said, yep, no worries, I hear you. And they were fine. So it's not too bad, so sad. But, the hospital staff, they were brilliant. They were all brilliant. I even had the cleaning fella told me his life story, which I didn't tell you, Dottie. He just came in and told me. I think I was a captured audience, so I couldn't go anywhere. he just let me have it. He's just told me everything with his wife, and she died, and this, that, and the other thing, and his son, and I got the whole story. It was very interesting. But he just needed an ear, and Some people just need that, don't they? Alrighty, so that's looking pretty cool. So I'm thinking the other one we might do in the pink. Hey, what do you reckon? I reckon the pink. So we're going to give it that one. Yeah. So again, it's going to be lighter than what it shows. Just got to clean out the blue out of the brush or the turquoise. And I don't want any bubbles of water coming down the brush. So start far enough away. And yeah. I normally have stories to tell when I go somewhere. I normally come back with all these stories. But the lady I met who was next to me, she had something like I had last time done. And, you know, poor love. Oh, she was in a real state of, you know, it was very painful for her. You know. And then, of course, you know what I'm like, and I talk crap half the time. So I had her in fits of laughter, and I'm trying not to make her laugh, but she needed to laugh, and she was sore. So she's holding her belly and laughing at the same time. Oops. So any of those little lines that, you know, when you stitched, you might, because there's a little line there, that's going to get painted over. You're not even going to see them. So that's the beauty of painting some of these things, that just takes away any of those little indiscretions. Oh, I missed a blue bit down there. To come back for it. And some of the nurses, I had them in laughing because they'd ask me how I am. I'm like, yeah, I'm all right. I said, the old girl's a bit sore though. They just laughed at me. They're like, oh my God. Dolly's just gone, you can't say that. Yeah, I can. I did. We know, I'm like, I got a little bit of brush on there. Hey, oh well. Things we do. So then Mum came and picked me up yesterday, so that was nice. And Mum came in, and when she's come in and then she started cleaning in my house, I'm like, no, stop cleaning. You don't need to clean for me. It's okay. And she couldn't handle it because the kids don't do it as well as we do. And she started marveering the furniture and vacuumed and, you know, all that jazz. You wouldn't even know 24 hours later, you wouldn't even know that she was vacuumed. Yeah. So is the picture and everything okay? Everyone's hearing and seeing everything okay? Oh, thanks, Sue. Yeah, I've been told that I'm easy to talk to, and I think he just needed to vent, that fella. He just, the same with the lady. It was funny because her trade was, you know, more in the counselling side of things, and I'm the one making him feel better. And I do like to laugh. I find it easier to laugh than it is to be angry. Yeah, you'll remember that? Yeah, well, just be careful what you ask for. Unless someone shits me. Hey? Oops. Drop it. Hi, Judy. How you going? doing your invoice today. I haven't done it. I didn't do it before I went away. Sorry, didn't think it'd be a big deal for you. So I'll do that today, and I will give you a statement. Now, Afterpay is available, and you can now do it. I can now do it online as well as in person in store. So you just need to get me a barcode, and the process from there. I think the barcode lasts from, one of the customers said already, is about 10 minutes. So you've got to, so let me know, because I've got to do it on the computer that you're about to do it. And if I'm not at the computer, I'll tell you, and we'll do it at a later time. I think it'll make it easier because it breaks down to 4 easy payments for you. But yeah, that might be something you guys might want to, especially considering it is Stonehenge coming, and it'll be between today, Dottie, today, and, oh, I missed some lines, and Thursday. Woohoo! So I've already got some orders for that already. So we're going to need to start a book, which I will get today, and I will get all the fabrics and the pictures and the total of fabric we've got of each one, and make sure everyone has their orders who put who pre-order. So if you're after some of that Stonehenge and the panel, I know I got 2 bolts of the panel because I know that you guys like it. And I wanted to make sure everyone got a fair go at it. So there's plenty of those, but don't wait until the last minute, if that makes sense, because some of those fabrics I think are going to sell out really, really quickly. And also the ombre is back in. I've got that as well, the full set in again, which is nice. And what else is there? I think there's a new backing coming in, but it's not a cheapie, but it's a nice one, really nice one. So yeah. And what else is there to tell you? That's really about it. Judy says, hi, Dot. Dot has been away all weekend tarting it up on a retreat with the girls. She had a lovely time. Got some sewing done. Yeah, she's tired. Too much partying. Too many Baileys. You know what happens at retreat stays at retreat, Dottie. Yeah. So that's all I can say. Live TV, Facebook, live on Facebook. Hey, you don't play up? No. No, not this time. If anyone's going to get short-sheeted, it'll be short-sheeted by Dottie. Like she's the one who will do the prank. She's a bugger. And then she comes across as so innocent. And she's the one who short-sheeted your bed. I kid you not. My mouth is undoing. If someone asks how I am, my daughter cringes. My mouth is my undoing. Oh, okay, yes. Yes, I tend to, yeah, we have retreats. That's a girls' weekend. We don't have anything naughty or anything. It's just a lot of fun. But I'm thinking of doing some with Vivian's, what's her name? Where are they? They're up your way, aren't they, Dottie? Vivian Shepherd, I think. Isn't it up in Hepburn? Vivian Shepherd or somewhere up there? No? Okay, I've got to find out exactly where she is, because I think I might organise a couple where we can go and just do some sit and sews and have accommodation and everything there as well. All right, so next one I'm going to do is that. So this is the olive green. And I'm going to do, I know it sounds weird, but I'm going to do every second. And it's, look at it, metallic-y. I know it's a pearlescent, but it's sort of got a darker look to it. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, you can. Gordon, that's where she is. Yeah, yeah. So I'm gonna look into that because I think she can take about 7. I think that's a good number. But we do have the one in what's the name as well? What do they call it? Malden. Thank you. Brain's a bit anaesthetic brain. Although I am always like this. Although I have had 2 surgeries this year. So, but that one's booked out completely. Booked out. But yeah, I think we're going to do. I think we'll organise that as well. So I'll keep you updated on that as it comes. That was a bit messy, that one, but anyway, keep going. So I'm just going to do every second with this olive, which is your darker green. I just want to see what it looks like. So it is very dark. So I'm going to, because it's already a darker piece, I don't want to keep it dark, if that makes sense. I want to add some brightness to it. And the beauty with this is you can go back in and stitch again if you feel so that you need to do that. Now, if you go over your line like I just did then, you can go back in and paint over it or whatever you need to do. Or you get your permanent marker and colour it in. I'm just going to swing that around. Stonehenge. Yeah, it's beautiful fabrics, isn't it? I'm just going to turn around this way and do these ones. It was nice to catch up with Mum and see her and stuff. She's such a good woman. Too good. So what I'm going to do on the outside, if you were asking yourself, what is she going to do with around this? I'm actually going to quilt it to death. So I'm going to make it so almost a, I suppose, a trapunto-y look, so that the actual design stands out a lot. So I'll really push the background down. And I have a huge surprise for you because my block of the month, which is Candy's Garden, is so close to being ready. It did come to have a bit of a hiatus there for a while with COVID and everything. It just sort of, and then I had the craft show things all the time, and it just, I lost hours and hours of time. Oh, the old hospital at Lock host retreats. Well, there you go. That might be a bit far for the girls to travel from this way. I don't know whether Lock, isn't that over the other side of Melbourne? Am I right or wrong? Where is Lock? That's a good question. Dot, and they went to Hepburn Springs, which is 10 minutes from Dot's home. She lives in Leonards Hill. and some of the other girls come from mostly Ballarat way. Sorry. Excuse me. Oh, she's just stabbed herself. And called it a name. It was very restrained, considering she just hurt herself. All right, so I've got a variegated one stitch there. I'm actually thinking of leaving that, not actually touching it, because with a variegated thread, I think it'll look funny if I go chucking the green in there. All right, so that's the dark green. Now we've got, and I'm not doing any blending if you've noticed on this yet. This is the bright green. So this is your emerald. So grab your emerald and go in the other one. So you'll have a bright and a darker. Just remember with these little spaces that you've got to paint in, less is more. So the next video we'll see with this piece is me doing the free motion quilting around it. It'll be white thread on white fabric, and you'll see that getting done, probably not today, but that'll be on the next challenge of this one. All gone? What did you do? Oh, where did you bleed? On the quilt? Oh, I was going to say, holy heck, woman. Now I'll be bleeding on the quilt. No. So, did you know, here's a silly bit of information for you. Do you know that, when you prick yourself with a needle or pin and you bleed on fabric, do you know that's your DNA, right? Or your blood. So if you go and try and put a chemical spray to it and stuff like that, it just doesn't work to get it out, right? You actually use your own spit. And you can't use anyone else's. It's got to be yours. So if it's your blood, it's your DNA. So if you actually cut yourself, bleed on a bit of fabric or a quilt, God forbid we do these things, but we do. And if you do that, one faggy way, yeah, that's what I thought, it was over that way. And you actually do bleed on a quilt, then the way to get it off is with your saliva. Even if it's dry, it has to be your saliva. Can't, well, just moved out. I just lobbed outside of that. It can't be anyone else's. I just made a blob. So I'll fix it. So did you know that? Was that trivial information or was that useful information? Because that's what Dottie just did. Your blood, your DNA. So it was very annoying when I had a quilt I made and someone actually helped me pin it out one time. And how dare she? She bled on my quilt, which I said, that's okay. It doesn't matter. We'll just get it out with your spit. Yep, no worries. Anyway, I don't know, we moved on to something. This is going back a long time ago. Excuse me. And then I forgot all about it. And I forgot all about it, and I forgot all about it, and I literally forgot all about it. Well, the woman died. So make sure you get it before someone dies. That could be annoying. Just saying. Oh dear. So I was like, oh, so I tried with my spit. Guess what? Doesn't work. It has to be that person's. Yeah. Still there to this day. It's very light, but it's there. Very annoying. But how dare you die without spitting on my quilt first? Oh dear. Alrighty, we're almost there. Got one more to go. Suzanne's like that now. I can hear Dottie's phone vibrating. Alrighty. Now, coming in. Coming in. Yeah, so make sure you get, Suzanne, if someone does that on your quilt, you want to make sure that you get their spit from them, even jar it, I don't know, just bottle it until you're ready to get it off, just in case they die, the buggers. It was years later. And I was going back to this group. I hadn't been there for so long, and I said, oh, you know, such and such there, and they said, oh no, she passed away 2 years ago, and I went, oh God. Because I brought the quilt with me, just thinking, if she's there, I'm going to get her to spit on my quilt. No, not happening. The insult to injury. Was that the C word? No, no, definitely crikey. Definitely not a C word from Dottie. Oh, the crikey, yeah. She does the crikey. Not the other one. Definitely not. All right, so that's those done. That in there, lid on the paint. So that's them painted. So just turn it that way. We've got a bit of a look. Whoops, wrong way. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to grab the white, a little bit of white. I've got my long brush. That's a long soft brush, no water, just the dry brush. And I'm just taking some of the paint out. So I'll just pop that there and show you. So I'll put the paint on the brush like that and then take some out. And I'm just going to highlight without making it too obvious. And a bit on and a bit off. Just those higher points. Let's take a bit off. You can see it makes it too dark. Okay, just on the higher bits. Yeah. Okay. Just going, oops, I forgot to wipe it off again. Let's see. Brush it in. I'll even swap brushes and get this one. Easier to control. There we go. A little bit of a scratch. Touch it in. That side. Then along here, just highlight one side of that leaf. Same with this one up here, maybe up around there, just to give it a bit of a higher point. Take that green out of my brush. And these ones. All right, you're almost there. Bit of a highlight across there. One across there. And I'm literally just wiping the brush over and then giving it a bit of a scratch. Now, that one in there. What I want to do is grab this colour, which is bronze. So I'll just show you that. Oops, open the lid. Shape. I'm going to grab another brush. It's really short. Should do it, maybe. See how it goes. So I'm just some paint on. I'm just going to paint on and then paint off. And I'm going to highlight these. In the bronze. Not a lot, I'm just a little bit. Straight over the top of what I've already done. What I've stitched in, do you know what I mean? Right. There. And I'm going to stitch back over that. Actually, no, I won't. I'll actually use my pen. So I'll just run that down there a bit. Right, so that's just giving it a little bit of a bronze look. And I'll get my pen again. And I'll come back in and just go around those circles. It'll take some of that excess paint off. You can see it's starting to already, but not so that it takes away the look of that brushed in sort of thing that we're doing. It's cool to be able to use a texture. Same here. Going over without covering up all that bronze you just put on. You don't want to overdo it. And down there as well. It's good. Probably due for a new texture. That will help in some of these dark areas a bit easier. Fill them in. It's cool, hey? So here, you can see done. And the text is probably a bit thick for what I'm doing, but it'll do for today. I can always come back in with a fine line one and fill it in. You see what I'm talking about, so that's the main thing. I think I missed a bit of thread there. So with this one, to get it finished, because I had so much other stuff to do, I actually got the girls to give me a hand and just stitch some of the lines. So, so my hat's off to them for coming in and doing that for me as well. So that's helped big time getting it finished. I did have a bit of paint go outside there a bit, so I'm going to end up going in with a black thread and probably stitching that in, a bubble on it or something. But you can be at these things for ages, just filling in little bits and pieces, you know, just playing with it for forever and a day, or putting in shadowing, or, you know, just goes on and on. Alrighty. Oh, I didn't mean the other word apart from crikery. No, I know you wouldn't. All right, so that's it there. All finished. All we've got to do now is stitch the outside. There's a couple of black ones there that I've got to do, and fix that one there, put my signature on, and then we can stitch the outside and she'll be ready. Were the centres already sewn? These ones, yes, this is all sewn first and then painted. Yep. All right, so so I think that's everyone's comments. I haven't missed anyone. Thank you for joining me. I will hopefully see you a bit later on. I do have some things to show you. One is, oh, that's the one we were doing the other day. It's dried. And this one we're going to do some work on as well. And super special surprise. Ready? This baby is almost ready as a block of the month. Look at those. And they'll be kitted as well as just patterns. They will be also machine embroidery as well as hand. So it is happening, girlfriends. Look at that, isn't it beautiful? So they are very, very close. It is very, very close. All right, so that is Candy's Garden. It is on its way to coming to being available to you. But for today, just to show you what I've been doing, that's it there. And I think that looks pretty groovy. So thank you for joining me. See you all soon. Bye.